Right. Play some music. Think about all the stuff we didn't load up yet. Yeah. Probably should have did a speed test beforehand here. How are we doing? Oh, we are doing fantastic. Fantastic. One of the beautiful things about our new predicament is that we do not have to worry about speed now. So that's nice. That's nice. Do. Oh, we gotta pop chat out and everything here. Doom. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? This one? Gotta set up the right stuff here now. Display. There we go. Not that display. This display. All the display. And maybe up a little bit. Oh no, not like that. Not like that. Come on, computer. Work with me here. Work with me. Do. Okay. While we are loading up and ready. Oh, where are we doing? Welcome in, Noodle Cat. Lurkin' workin'. Enjoy the lurkin' and the workin'. We're currently resetting things up yet again. Because I keep rearranging my desk. And it's a pain in the butt. Oh, that's funny. Okay, wait. Boing. my phone is on a flexible mount right now. So this is amusing. Boing. I feel like a cat playing with the little cat toy here. Okay, stop that. Okay, there. Well, no. Okay, I guess we have to wait for ourselves to settle down. I just know I'm gonna bump it in the middle of the stream. Okay, let's see. Finish getting things set up. Not using my cursed starting soon screen. I mean, there was like 2 times where it was not cursed. Oh, which reminds me, I should probably load up Unity, because we're going to be using some of that tonight. Let's see, not the same Unity we were using this weekend for secret reasons. Secret reasons. Do. Load all the things. All the things. Okay. Pop out the chat. Put that over here. So I can see all your loveliness. Find somewhere to set things down. Narrate everything I'm doing. It is the way. Okay. Now I get this window to behave itself here. Stretch, but not all the way. Oh no, and I moved my icon, so it's not... I had an icon sitting like right off screen here, so I would know where to position the edge of the window. Oh well. Okay, let's see. How many bandwidths are we running out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I was testing some things out. When was that? When was that? Sometime late last week. I don't remember if it was Friday or Thursday or Friday or when it was. I was testing out the OBS multi-broadcast thing. Trusting the system and setting everything to auto. Well, mostly to auto. So I was testing out, what is it called? Enhanced broadcast, where it sends out multiple encodings of your stream. So we'll see how that runs. Fruitsy popped in while I was doing my little test stream in the middle of the day. So we had a short, like, 5-minute stream of me testing out to make sure the bandwidth would hold up and everything. Because we got the new internet, and it is so fast. Especially compared to, previously. Okay. Still setting some things up here. And I had to export some things from one program to another program earlier today. You get over here too. You get over here too. Everybody joins the fun on the big screen here. Okay, let's see, who else? And I think I'm going to load up. Let's see how many softwares we can have running at the same time. This is gonna be very exciting. Gonna be very exciting. Let's see if we can get them all going at once. See how much we can do without crashing. Welcome in. Currently loading everything up. It's like, come on, computer. You're fairly beastly. Let's see how much we can load you down with. All right. And I had to rearrange not only my network setup, which I fixed the problem from last Wednesday's stream. So now we're all on the same network instead of different ones. So now I have access to my hotkeys, which is nice. Okay, and make sure you're the right size. No, Windows, stop being helpful. Okay. Display wide. I have a Unity open here somewhere. Where are we? There we go. Isn't that funny when you want Windows to be helpful? It's not, and you just want it to leave you alone. So helpful. All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, we got a little bit of a line up top here. Hold on. Still got a little bit of that line. Oh well. We will we'll deal with it. We'll take it. Okay. So, if we go like this, we are not we are not quite as I was expecting. Let me try this again. Why are we showing... Oh, I think I know what I do. maybe I do need the unity cap. And the right unity. There we go, mostly. We're a little off for some reason, but we're mostly here. Close enough. Hi, everybody. Oh, I think we need to just adjust it. Okay, so consider this whole time we've been on our starting soon screen. This has all been a starting soon screen. Ta-da! Okay, now we're gonna lock that window. Hello. Let me not be rude. Let me say hello, everybody. Oh, I'm excited. This problem right here, soon to be gone. Right there, right there. Soon to be gone. We have we're finally fixed it in the model. I might as well bring it right in. Will this break? This will be the fun first experiment. Let's not. This will be a fun experiment. Let's not break stream immediately. Okay. So, are we here? So this might not look too different, except if you look kind of close, we've got a little experiment going on right here. It doesn't show up. I don't know if it shows up too well on stream, but we have the AR kit sort of hooked up. Yeah, it really doesn't. Really doesn't show up with such a bright background. But we have mouth. We have a speaky mouth. We can do fun things like make smoochy faces. We can smirk. It's mostly working. It does need some tweaking. Especially since when I open my mouth, everything's a square. But I designed it so it'd be modular. And yeah, it really doesn't show up here. I'm sorry about that. I designed it so it'd be a modular mouth. This little floating one in front of us here. Let's see if we can. Okay. So this modular, there in front of my normal mouth, there's another mouth floating. And I designed it to be modular so I could just drop a texture on it. It's just a nice little rectangle, about this big or so. I wonder if that would work. Block out the sun. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doo. But, I mean, the good news is it's taking full advantage of my fancy used iPhone tracking. However, it needs some tweaking. It definitely needs a little tweaking. I mean, I can make all sorts of faces. Just not quite sure if they're the faces that I'm looking for. So, and the reason I'm looking over to the side is because that's where my OBS currently lives. Maybe I should put it right in front of me so I can get a better idea of what on earth I'm saying. Here we go. Now I'm looking at you guys, sort of. So the good news is we can squint better, and we can make wide eyes. Maybe we need a little bit more light in here too. Okay. The eyebrows are a quirky mystery with how the AR kit stuff works. Because you can't move them super independently from each other. Because the inner part is one blend shape. I have two of them, just because that's how I modeled it. But they're all hooked up to one blend shape. So when you make like when you do this, the middle part is just moving one. The outside has the two little points up here, which is annoying because I can't make like I can't raise one eyebrow. If I had it set up correctly, I could lower the eyebrows independent of each other, but I didn't quite realize that in my experiment. So now the downside of the whole AR kit thing is there's so many blend shapes. There's so many blend shapes. And if I decide to redo some of them, I have to re-export and then re-hook up all of them all over again. Hey, there, now we can kind of see. We can kind of see the tracking a little bit better in the mouth. It's very responsive. It's just not quite the shape I was going for. So I think I'll probably take out maybe half the blend shapes. I mean, do I really need dimple press left? I don't know. I can make some fun shapes. But yeah, a lot of this is just how I designed it as the robot stuff. Work in progress. We'll say work in progress. Now let's zoom out of your faces here. Okay. I know. If I get rid of dimple press left, what will I have? No, it's kind of interesting. Let me boost myself back up here. So I can only smile and frown. Hello. I can only smile and frown on my left side right now because somebody forgot to properly name the right side blend shapes for smile and frown. So now I have to go through most of this process over again. I think I might cheat and see if I can just export to the two blend shapes so I don't have to hook up them all over again. There's one thing I'm definitely jealous of the Blender folk. People have written very nice scripts for hooking up the blend shapes. But there's something with bringing the Unity or the Maya model into Unity and processing it. This is not automatic. Here's a glimpse of my pain. Can you see? A glimpse of my pain. These are just the mouth. And some of them down here. These are just the mouth for the new mouth. New mouth. I took a screenshot so I could name them. Look at that, type them all in, one by one. Mouth left. Wait, where's my dimple? Here we go. Mouth dimple right. Mouth dimple left. There's the dimples. There's the dimples. So let's switch this back to the other guy. The other one who is mostly properly set up. Oh, but yeah, the cool thing is I did go through and make some fixes. Like I no longer have one vertex weight painted to my thumb. I found out it was the thumb. Which you can see. Where are we? Come on, there, right there. See it? See it? Right there. Right by my tie. But it's a work in progress. He's always going to be a work in progress. But welcome in, Shrill Duck. Welcome in. Excellent progress, by the way. Excellent progress on your project. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, today. Oh, because I crashed my computer earlier, I don't have it in my recent files. Let's go back to the beginning. Or at least the beginning here in Maya. Yeah, we don't really need the hypergraph up, do we? Throw the hypergraph way over here. So, this guy might look familiar. However, he's not quite familiar. He's not the one you're used to. This is the CAD export. The CAD files exported from Fusion and brought into Maya. Way back when. Early last year. There we go. Early last year, so that I could start modeling the VTuber. Because remember, the robot came first, and the VTuber was just supposed to be a backup for the robot. Is this a hardcore hobby, or do you do lots of modeling projects? Yes. I like to get back into it. I took a almost decade break from 3D modeling. I used to do freelancing, architectural visualization, lots of graphic design, web design, a little bit of everything. And then I got out of it for a few years and just was like, nah, I'm done for now. So I've been a software dev for the last quite a long time now. Yeah, almost a decade, I think. So now I'm getting back into this. Speed modeling. Ooh, there you go. What you gonna make, Shrilduck? But let's see. Very NYC. Is it very unique or is it very NYC? If you don't mind me asking on the username. And says you're not a first-time chatter. Let's see. Have you seen the robot? Or Varen, and that YC is silent. Okay, well, welcome in, Varen. So the robot here, this is a stand-in, a default screen, as there are too many of me. So the robot here is what I was referring to as the whoa, get out of here, is the original part of the project. This is my IRL robot that I'm sending the VTuber motion capture data to. So we can both be on screen at the same time, as you can see in the background here. He's not currently running. He's currently just chillaxing in the corner of the office over there, nice and quiet, taking a nap. Wednesday he'll be back. We're gonna play some more FTL, or Faster Than Light, with maybe myself, the robot, which is also myself, of course, and the game. But tonight we're gonna work on the Rusty Robot Factory project. But yes, this project started as a way for me to get back into 3D modeling, and I always wanted to build a robot. But we've done a lot more than just build a robot in the last year, because we've only been doing this for 13 months. There we go. 13 months. At least streaming part of it. But this is where it started for the VTuber. I did a little experiments before that, of course, but this is where it started for the VTuber. I brought in the CAD models, which is why they're... this topology is nasty. that is kind of gross topology, but this is what the inside of the robot looks, more or less what the inside of the robot's head looks like. Not everything is 3D modeled. There's some stuff that is, well, like the lens. I didn't 3D model the lens. So this is a stand-in, but most of these other pieces are created in one form or another. For instance, this hole right here in the side plate. Ew, look at these triangles. Ew. This hole in the side plate is where the cardboard antenna, or if you look right here, this antenna, that's where it mounts. And one of these days I will finally hook up the servo for it. Okay, we are going to save scene as... Oh my gosh, what should we call this? Rusty Room? Rusty Room. we are now in the rusty room because we're gonna start bringing some things in, build this out a little bit, and then drop it over to Unity, where we're gonna run around inside of Rusty's head. Because I believe I had the right stream title on. Let's see if I actually changed it or not. Inside Rusty's head, yes. We are gonna drop, as a little preview. As a little preview, we are going to drop Rusty's head, not in the office. Not the office of our streaming environment here. But I found a use for building 2. Oh, which currently has a whole bunch of stuff that needs to go away. Illicit substances and stuff. We'll just there we go. Much better. Much better. Because building 2 will have Rusty's head inside. I might need to make it a little bigger. But building 2 is part of my abandoned factory project here. Oh, we need to adjust this window, don't we? No, not that way. Not that way. This way? Oh, I still have it on window capture. That's why it's being goofy. The eyes will be windows. Ha 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 ha. It'll be great. Basically, one of these windows here, this prefabbed window, one of these windows is going to be where the screen is. And then the lens eye, I hope to model it a little bit more realistically. I mean, modeling is super easy. It's a squished sphere. But I hope to use more realistic lighting and physics with it, or materials. So it seems more like glass and refracting. But we'll see how far we get with that. You know what I didn't do? Because I had to reboot my computer. I didn't do it going live. I really should. Where is... Just a second, everybody. There we are. And back over to the Discord. And speaking of the Discord... Speaking of the Discord, I'm gonna drop an invite thing. Invite people, there we go. Let's get this housekeeping out of the way. Oh, and then I will answer your question. Oops, that's not right. That's not right. Pin message. Pin message. Wow, you can pin things for a number of seconds. That's interesting. There. Ta-da! Okay, so yes, Varen. Working with materials fun. What I'm doing now? Yes. Because I am, in my opinion, I'm making it easy on myself. Likely ban evader. Ooh, cool. Sorry, Bob. Banned somebody because spam was detected. Yes. They're getting crafty about it. They said they have the best viewers, of course. But they took out letters, they added spaces in the URL for their whatever website they're promoting. And then they put in parentheses, remove the space. So they're making you work to go visit their spam. There's something inherently wrong about that. Not only are they spamming, they're making it hard for you to go and join their spam. Interesting. Yes, also super useless. Well, for one thing, you can't click on it. So who's gonna go to it? That's funny. All right, we do have an ad break coming up in a minute, but I'll be quick about the materials. Materials can be as fun or as difficult as you would like them to be, or both. Depends what look you're going for. If you're going for more of a photoreal look, cartoony look, anime look, somewhere in between. Me, I'm kind of somewhere in between, more flat shading. So not necessarily what this guy looks like, but I'll show you quick. If you have turbo, then you can just stay this whole time. But let's where are we? Load up our Unity capture and go to okay, let's stop that one. Stop that one. I guess I won't show you quick. There we go. Do. So I'm going for more of a flat shaded look. Ta-da! So I'm flat shaded and I'm making the game engine do most of the work for adding atmosphere and texture. Oh, welcome in, Choco. Oh, and Shrill, thanks for the biddies. A little celebration. Little ducks everywhere. I love it. But yes, for texturing, I am making the environment do most of the texture work because my model and this, the asset pack, the everything you see around me is flat shaded, or relatively flat shaded. So we're going for the polygonal look, all the triangles and such. We're going for that look to make it obviously blocky, not like Minecraft blocky, but its own charm. And also, why is my video capture being difficult? We are supposed to be full screen here. I thought we were a professional production here. Why are we not? Unity capture. There. Now we're full screen. Setting up and resetting up some of the stuff. But yes. No, we are making the engine do a lot of the heavy lifting. Instead of having beautifully naturally textured objects. Now there are some with nice textures here. Like that keyboard. That's a nice little keyboard. Fun thing about these monitors, these holographic looking monitors, those are 3D modeled. That's not a texture that we can play with on there. And I found that out when I went into wireframe mode here. Wireframe mode. I have not shown this one in a minute, have I? So if you look, let's see which hand. If you look right here, you can see the little shapes. You can see all the little shapes. It's a very clever way to make a hologram. I do need this for a redeem. I think instead of doing the full screen Virtual Boy, you can see my door opening and closing way back there. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Instead of doing the full screen wireframe, I can isolate it to specific objects. It was one of the things I was playing with, probably around Halloween. Remember when I had my name right there? had the channel name, and I could walk behind it, and it would show through. Yes, full screen. It would show the wireframe through the channel name. That was part of me experimenting with this whole thing. With overriding the oh, what was that called again? Overriding something with the render. Let's see, a high fidelity. Is it this one? Right here. Can you see it? There we go. It's a little off. Let's see, what are these? Render features. Render features. So I can, it leaves it on whatever I had last on. There we go. So I can do that where I just have it on. Oh, I think it has to be running. But anyways, I can have it so it's only on specific objects, or Unity has a thing where you can have objects in different layers. So it's like a Photoshop or an image editing app. We have the different layers all stacked on top of each other. So you can set objects to be in different layers. Let's just find something. How about TV camera? Okay. Oh man, I really do need to get used to the new layout here. We'll just go to here. Okay, so if you look up here, it says like layer default. It's because I don't have it assigned to a layer. Who do I have on a layer? There we go, the player armature. The player armature, I have it set to the player. And I also have the tag set to player. These do very different things. Believe me, I'm still a beginner when it comes to all this too. But because I have the player set to a layer, I can apply special effects to affect only the player. And I think that's how I do some of my post-processing also. Do I have any liquids in it? Not yet. I need to, after I set up more things, then I do plan on adding in a lot more physics and animated items. But I'm kind of blocking out or building the environment first, and then and playing with everything. For instance, I got the camera controls working with a little extra lighting, a little extra lighting controls for dark areas, and just easier for me to tweak everything. And so I'm setting up that. I'm kind of starting from scratch with that. And then I'm going to be building out the environment more, which I currently am a little bit. But then, after I have the environment blocked out, and with most of the props in it, at least for now, then I'll be adding in things like more physics, more interactable. I'll be making the objects interactable, which I can do a little bit right now, and then adding in more flavor. Whether it's like a mouse skittering across the floor, some raindrops or other things, stuff like that. I do have some physics turned on, some colliders just to play with them and see how they work. For instance, boom, I just kick that over, and then I can also pick it up. See, I can pick them up and move them around. Oh, I did fix, in my opinion, I did change how grabbing items works. I don't remember if I did it on screen or off screen. But now they hover in front of the character, not the camera. So if I move the camera around, the objects aren't whipping around the character. Though apparently we still have magic physics going. I'm gonna give it a little chuck. So, steps. And then along the way, I'm modeling some things like my, let's go in first person here. Nope. First person. I thought F was first person. G is first person for some reason. Okay. Okay, where are we looking? Oh, are we gonna be hideously out of focus? Oh, there we go. There, we have our lovely monitors that I was modeling on stream the last few weeks, I think. Just little bits here and there in between all my yapping. Oh, I can't wait to bring this into the new area. Hello, Giant Rusty. Hello. That's G. Got it. But yes, all sorts of things. But we're gonna get out of here, at least for now. At least for now, we're gonna get out of here and go back into Maya and see how that's gonna work. Minimize that. Shrill. You started Unity. Why? Just for importation and environments. You can make water with shaders. You absolutely can make water with shaders. There's all sorts of different ways. But if you're doing... Because you're doing your project on Unreal. So is there a reason you're mixing and matching? Is there something you like in Unity for a specific part of the whole project? But yeah, I haven't gotten to liquids yet. They're not super high on my priority list. I do want, I was thinking about, funny you mentioned this. I was thinking about this today and I wrote it down on my notebook. Water damage and mold. Because we're making an abandoned factory, I'm going to show it, as if the urban explorer had, as they found it. So it's interesting that you bring that up today. Okay, I'm gonna copy these FBX files over to my Maya area. Wardo. Oh, are you trying a little bit of everything? Or are you gonna be using Wardo more for your VTubing than Unreal? Yeah, it's a sign, yeah. No. Oh, so for Varen, one of the little I don't go heavy into lore because I'm not quite ready yet, to tell the fictional story. I'm still building it out. So what you saw before was, more of my demo level, my playing around with everything and learning how to use Unity and script and all that kind of fun stuff. So what we have here is another pre-made level that I've been kit bashing, taking things out of, adding things into to kind of suit it myself. So here's a recreation of the office we were just in, but in the new place, which is the Rusty Robot Factory. So this is the editor view of it, of course. That's why you can see all the little icons and such. I don't know how familiar you are with Unity. If you look right here, there's a little preview of what it looks like, or what it could look like. But yes, this is a Rusty Robot Factory, and it's gonna, when I'm done with it, there's going to be 2 versions that'll exist simultaneously. And I've got some neat ideas on how to switch between them. But basically, the VTuber, and why I look so nice, and the where are we? And the robot looks all put together from pieces. That's intentional. The lore, the story behind the design here is the VTuber is how the robot sees himself. The data version, right? Like Tron, kind of. How the robot, the character of the robot sees himself as a kind of factory management software. But the actual robot is the real world the real world manifestation, how it actually is in the real world, and then slowly reassembling himself with help. That's why he's not in a nice suit and all nice and, intact. So that's kind of the way I'm framing my playground here. And I'm going to reflect that in my game environment, my streaming environment as this character. A little behind the scenes here. So there's going to be the complete version of the factory complex, and then there's going to be the current day of where it's the abandoned, falling apart, nature reclaiming it, mold and water and such, So there's going to be these two things that I'll be able to switch between. I haven't worked out why or what would trigger the switch between, but I think it's going to be really cool when it's done. I've had this idea in my head for a long time. So being able to, hit play and have it, be able to walk around in it is just awesome. It's like, here I am. Here's my model imported into the not ready, the in progress factory. Yeah. But here we are. Yeah. Yeah. Dust particles floating around. It's a little too bright in here because I didn't re-enable the roof, the ceiling. So it's a little brighter in here. But I am going for not a photorealistic look. I've done photoreal in the past, various projects, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot easier these days than it used to be, mind you, but it's still a lot of work. And the way I have my texturing and styling set up is it cuts down on that some of that work, and it makes it more fun for me because this is just a fun project. But yes, it's funny how it's so bright in here. Yeah, I definitely need to add more rubble. Put the roof back on because the sun is currently shining through. Let's see. Come on. So the other building where we're gonna put Rusty's head. Come on. It's gonna be down here. It's gonna be down here. And that's where Rusty's head is gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. Okay. Catching up on chat here. Use Unity. Unreal Engine. It'll be just taking too long to make it. So after you get a good thing set up in Wardo, then you start making the non-beta version in Unreal. Okay, see, that's good. Start a little bit. I don't want to say simpler, but narrow it down a little bit first, and then you can add more. I mean, that's what I'm doing right here. I'm adding more features as I go. Now I know how to make a character move and the scripting and all that fun stuff here. I didn't just dive in the deep end and make everything photoreal and physically accurate and such. I don't even remember to put the roof on the building half the time here. That's funny. I should add a script so when it starts up, it puts the roof on, like I do in the other project, on the spaceship, on the space station. I wrote a little script that when the game starts up, it sets the ceiling to true. Because, if I'm moving things around like this and put the ceiling on, it's in the way. Because you can't see through it. So, okay. Okay. Rusty's head. I have the things imported over. You want it on Rusty in the Sky. Rusty in the Sky is there. He who T-poses. T-poses over us. Import. Alright, let's get importing here. Why is that not in alphabetical order? project's default. Lens. Oh, you can't import them all at once. Okay, let's see what that. Oh, it imports it into the correct spot. Beautiful, beautiful. Ew. Nodes with illegal names were detected. They will not be supported in future versions of Maya. Illegal node. Oh yeah, that's a funky node. Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, these are directly imported or exported from Fusion. And also, in a fun way, this came from, I believe, GrabCAD. Yeah, so for instance, this is one of the servos that's in Rusty's head. Oh, look, it's in the right spot because it's all set up in CAD. I like how it's textured, though. That's really nice. Oh, and I got a couple of them. Hello there. Looks like I'll have to do something with this one. So this is the antenna control. And it is there. What else do we have to do? Import that. I am surprised that's importing to the correct spot, so that's kind of nice. This one won't, because it comes from a different file. Do not show in the future. What else? While I'm grabbing things here. Monitor panel, we have the new eyes. Or the new face panel. Oh, you want the eyes to be windows so you can hit a key and spawn in the Rusty head that's in the sky and you can look out the eye windows. You caught me. That is sort of one of the ideas. Spoiler. When I get this set up as a room, so you can walk around inside Rusty's head, I'm going to use it in multiple spots because why wouldn't I? If you can repurpose something, use it again and again with tweaks. But it's going to be a spaceship when I switch to the sci-fi level. So you'll be able to fly around inside Rusty's head because you know how we have small Rusty, the little drone Rusty flying around. Imagine small Rusty flying around inside a spaceship of Big Rusty. This is one of the reasons I love this project. Any kind of bonkers stuff. And be like, I wonder, can I pull that off? Should I? Absolutely. Because it's fun. Because it's fun. Okay, so we got that gear, got that one. Import, one by one. Untitled, I don't know what that one is. Servo side block, we did that one. Lens back, did we do the lens? We did the lens back. Okay. Making crazy shit is fun. It absolutely is. It is, and that's also one of the beauties of working it. Oh my good lordies. I don't know what happened there, but that's interesting. That is very interesting. It imported the whole thing. Why did it do that? It was only supposed to import, oh, that is very interesting. It was only supposed to import the objects I had selected, not everything in the dang file. Okay, where's my hypergraph? We have to do something about that, because that got slightly out of hand. Oh, the namespaces got confused. That's what it was warning me about. We're going to, darn, okay. So you're that one, unfortunately. Let's see if we can fix this before we nuke it. Why are you huge? No, you're still huge. That was odd. That it did a tenfold scale on just the oh, no? You think the eye's a little too big? Maybe, maybe. See, this piece isn't even supposed to be here. This is his new, yes, this is the new neck, and I did not import, or I did not export this today. So if you look right in the middle of the screen, right here, that's what that white part was. It's right here. It's the new neck. The old neck. Do I have an old neck on here? I do. Ta-da! Here was the original neck. I liked this one a lot. I liked this one a lot because it showed an extra gear, and so whenever I nodded, you could see all the gears turning. The problem is there was binding because these were not, with being in plywood here to hold everything. It was strong, but it wasn't perfect. So there was it was just off enough that when it had enough motion, it would start screeching, and it put extra stress on this this servo right here. And it would just start like screeching just a little bit because it was trying to force it all to fit together when it was slightly imperfect. So then I designed this neck, which is much simpler. Unfortunately, you don't get all the cool gears turning, you know, the steampunky looking gears. But yeah, the new neck is this right here, which I did not export. Why are you here? Why are you here? Tilt servo bracket. Neck spacer. Neck servo clamp. Body 63. Body 63, where are you? Whatever this object is, it's not even part of the model anymore. I think that was going to be part of a cover. Okay, whoa, I did not want to do that. Get back here. Okay, as we sort everything out, make sure I don't have too many duplicates. Like that one. Wrong number of article, okay. Servo side. Okay. And what are you? Randomly named things. Okay, it appears to be a duplicate. I wonder if the CAD file has a duplicate too. So the beauty of this is any of these, most of these grayish parts were 3D printed. Not everything is assembled from scrap pieces. If it's 3D printed, there's a few pieces where I tried to make it look like it was aged. Like, spoiler, the faceplate is, well, for one, this is the old faceplate. The faceplate is 3D printed. It's not actually from a what was it? It's not actually from a oscilloscope. But it would have looked real cool if it was. Okay. Why are you not the monitor? The new monitor. Why are you... Okay, yeah, it looks like I had a few problems with importing. There's that piece. Monitor. Where is my monitor? Okay, those are more servo pieces, which we can probably hide. I mean, the beauty of the CAD stuff is that I didn't have to model like the servo, this piece, or these cool little attachments. I didn't have to model those. Those are provided as part of the whole CAD package thingy. There we go. Okay. I'll hide a few more of these. Oh, and a few more. There we go. Screech sound just needs oil. So the screeching was, I could have gotten rid of the screeching sound if I had used like a little lithium grease or something, or graphite lube. So a dry grease on the plastic, the little plastic gears. Because the pins are all the shafts that the gears rotate on are either bolts they're either bolts or they are machined pins that I machined myself. And then I have bushings that are usually plastic bushings, a special kind of plastic it's very wear resistant and is made for having things spin on things. The trade name is called Delrin. It's or say the brand name is Delrin, but it's I forget what POM stands for. Poly something's plastic. All plastics are poly something. Let's see if we can. Let's see if I can find an old picture. No, you definitely can't see any of them there. Yeah, I'll post it in the Discord. Gotta have some in my behind the scenes somewhere of some of the behind the scenes on how I built out the project. Pix parts. No. Pix. Well, I know I took making of photos somewhere, but yeah, I'll post them on the Discord or socials or something later. Once I find them. Once I find them, I'll post photos of them. But no, I have some metalworking equipment and a nice little basement workshop, which I showed on the workshop stream. So maybe that's where some of the stuff is. A little water. Yeah, I did set it up so that as I'm building this, that it's not just like 3D parts rubbing on 3D parts and stuff. I set it up to be fairly, wear resistance and such. And the reason I didn't just grease the squeaky neck is because it was squeaking, and that's basically a warning. That's basically a warning of something isn't working as it should be. So I decided, instead of just greasing it to temporarily fix the problem, I would solve the problem by better designing the neck. Because now it's also more stable. It's significantly more stable. In fact, the wobbling is not from the neck itself. It's from the whole base. Though there is a little something, funny enough, right in here. There's a little looseness. I might have to redo the bushings that go in here. That go in this part. But yeah, here's oh, you normally don't get this view. And here it is with the original neck. The original neck. Here's the 3 gears that made up the nodding. And this one is the side to side. So a little servo sits in this bracket with another little gear right here in this, and that's what does the tilting. Oh, I can download that photo. I forgot to download the photo. Right before stream, I was kind of rushing. because I didn't expect to have to reboot everything. Thank you, computer, for misbehaving. Let's see, download you. Download you. Done, done. Yes, I want to download multiple files. That's why I clicked the download button. So, here's part of what Rusty's noggin looks like. And where's the other one? Here's the other part of what Rusty's noggin looks like. The back of his head. So I took these slightly blurry shots because this is kind of the look that we're going to go for. I mean, instead of being, miniaturized like this, you're going to be walking through this whole area with these big cables and wires everywhere, giant gears, and then being able to look through the lens. I haven't figured out quite how I want to look, but that's why we're going to experiment with it on how we're going to deal with the lens gyro and controls. And here's a look just from the other angle with here's the, oops, I'm covering it up. Here's the little Arduino board, which I'm barely using now. Look at that. I'm barely using now because most of the control pins are right here. So this is my spaghetti. Unreal Folk, Boom especially, all the spaghetti in the Unreal code. Instead of using text code, it's connecting all the nodes together. Fun way to do things. Here's Rusty's spaghetti. I should do some cable management sometime too. That might be it doesn't look this bad, honestly. But it does right now, doesn't it? Look at it. Look at my mess. But yes, if we look here, this angle is, let's see if I can match the angle here. Right about, well, the focal length is different, so it won't be quite the same. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, keep that up. But yeah, I have to find out why my stuff didn't export as expected. That was kind of a bummer. Gear 5. Okay, Gear 5. Okay, which way do you go? You go this way. Why am I doing this the hard way? I should be I'm in 3D software. Why am I not using 3D software properly? You need to go like right there. We will turn on snapping. Boop, boop, and boop. Now the beautiful thing about that is it's in the right spot. Ta-da! And if I really wanted to get fancy, I could set up I could either animate and link these together with like a driven key, it's called. So basically when one thing turns, you have it linked to the other, or, because this is animation software, hence the little lovely timeline beneath me here, or behind me. Or if I want to get super fancy, which I don't, because that'd be silly, I could run a physics simulation on this, so that when this gear turns, the teeth would mesh with the gear beneath it and turn that gear. So I would only have to animate one thing. Now that doesn't sound like much, one gear turning another, but you can just set it up to do gears everywhere. Gears everywhere. I did that in an animation project for class a very long time ago. Many, many, many versions of Maya ago. Okay, so that gear was super easy. I'm going to take you. Oh, one thing I'm curious on before I start moving it around. How detailed is this model? Where are you? Body 12. Aww. I was hoping it'd have some of the guts of the servo inside. Although I am very curious why this is bright green. Why is this bright green? It might just not have a material assigned to it. It might just not have a material assigned to it. Oh, well, it's whatever. Yeah, some cleanup. It looks like some cleanup is needed to bring it directly from CAD into this. But yeah, that might just be a material not assigned. So what is this material? Opaque something something. Let's take opaque something something and just drop it on there. Syntax error. Probably because the name is like 1,000 characters long. Again, we will worry about that later. Later. Okay, now let's unhide some things. Because I want this servo. Servo. Well, what's this one then? Oh, that's that base. Wrong number of arguments to call on node release callback. So it is problematic. It's a problematic servo. What about you? What are you? Are you also problematic? Yes, you are also problematic. Well, let's see what we can do with you. We are going to delete your history. See if that helps. Are you still problematic? You are no longer problematic. That's nice. You're still very colorful. Very, very colorful. I'm not... I was not expecting it to come out properly UV mapped from Fusion. Okay, what do we got here? UV editor. That is hideous. I should show this to Deadson. He might get a good chuckle out of it. That's the UV map that I assume Fusion came up with. It was never intended to be. Yeah. I wonder if I just do some auto UV on it right away. UV. Okay, let's get it set sort of nicely. Which side do we want? Okay, we'll do the backside just for fun. Doesn't really matter, but let's see if we can just make some super basic UVs. Better. There, I think we just need to clean it up now. Wait, how much of this can you guys see? Am I blocking? How much am I blocking? There we go. Yeah, that is gross though. Why is it bright yellow? At least it's laid out nicely now. We will save this and see if I can just magically drop some stuff onto it. So I don't have to worry about this, because this is not what I want to focus on tonight. Syntax error. That's probably why it's that color. That lovely green. No? Syntax error. Again, we'll worry about this later. We will worry about this later. Another thing I could do is just do what I've been doing and just flop a material on the whole thing. I could definitely do that too. Okay. Super colorful. Not today's problem. Not today's problem. There we go. Okay, so you are not quite what we were looking for. Okay, let's tool settings, channel. There we go. Want you that way. And about that way. Oh, and flippity. There. Okay, so what do we got? We got 90, negative 90, and 180. Now what I could have done is I could have exported this servo from Fusion and it would have showed up in the, the perfect spot as well. But we did not do that. Tonight we are going for, looks good. Looks good enough. Something I am interested in is, since I have these cables, these output cables, remember our spaghetti? Oh, in fact, the servo I'm messing with right now is this one right, oops. This one right here. So this is right there. It's not exactly the same servo. The one in the picture that's on actual Rusty is a little bigger, but they are the same size. They are the same form factor, the same size physically. Just the one on the robot in the photo, way better. It's like 3 times stronger, I want to say. Yeah, I think, it's a 25 kilogram torque. And then the 3D model, I believe, is only like 11. So I suppose that's double. It's either 9 or 11. But yeah, it's the same right here. Okay, so we're gonna have a hole in the nice OSHA approved hole in the floor. with some gears turning. Excellent, excellent. Welcome in, Vivian. You know, for a Monday, this hasn't been too bad. This has been a pretty decent Monday. And I'm on here having some fun with some 3D modeling, chatting with you fine folk. So yes, I'm having a good time. Where did this piece run off to? Wrong number of arguments. It's really not though. I have a few things I decided not to import. Whoa. I wonder if they're a different scale. All right, let's try the old delete history. I mean, I can always just re-export them later. Re-export, re-import. There we go. Nope, that is not what I was, not quite what I was expecting. Okay, so that piece isn't there. Oh, the disk drive is there. That's, some of the disk drive? It looks like the stand-in for the disk drive is there. That's funny. Because yeah, this isn't even the current version of the disk drive. This is just a stand-in. The current one is built slightly different, I believe. Okay. So this will also mean that the back plate for this, which is hiding right here, that wouldn't have exported properly. Darn. And I'll need to find this servo as well to get the full accompaniment here. But I think for tonight, we're going to see if this even imports nicely into Unity. And maybe throw some textures on it. But yeah, I really want to walk around in this. I should have put a minifigure in here. A little Lego. Should have put a Lego in here, because it'd probably be about the right scale that I'm shooting for. The minifigure would probably come up to the bottom of this little servo. Because what we're looking at, if you're just showing up too, what we're looking at here is the robot's head, which is what the VTuber's head is based on. So inside here, so we're looking through the back of Rusty's head. So this is the lens gyro right there, the actual camera lens, with its movement controls. For instance, right here is the servo. Oh, okay, it's a little muddy because especially darkness, the angle, cell phone. So this right here is another one of these gray servos, except it's horizontal. Well, technically the servo is vertical, but basically the little spinny part on top pushes a little metal rod. It's actually a piece of copper wire. Pushes that so that the eye can move back and forth, so I can look from left to right. So that's where this is, and it's attached to part of the gyroscope. By gyroscope I mean two rings that spin opposite of each other. And yes, it does work as a gyroscope, where if I flick it with my finger, it spins around. And then so that's the inner part, and the outer part. Right, this ring, well, it's selecting them all, but the outer part of the ring is the up and down movement of the eye. And that servo is right here, which would be in this bracket. Right there. It was a lot of fun to design all this. Well, oh my goodness. There we go. But yes, I did have to buy a 3D printer to start this project. I was originally going to be bending up metal and using as much scavenged electronics as I could, but I quickly realized that it wasn't going to work nicely that way. Yeah, it wasn't going to work nicely that way because getting everything to fit together just right for the amount of wear and tear I was going to be putting on it. By wear and tear, I mean constantly moving as a puppet, right? Yeah, so I had to actually engineer things. Okay. I need to send a text. Oh, come on, no, don't do that. Okay, there. Sorry. Admin stuff. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to bring this and the new screen in. So let's see if we can still salvage the original screen. Unless I deleted it already. I deleted it already. Import. Monitor panel, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to reload Maya and see if that fixes that problem. Because sometimes you just need to reload Maya, especially my ancient version here. Sometimes. There we go. I am currently using Maya 2016 because that's back when I was actually using it for work. Actually, before that, 2016 was which would have came out in like 2015, or late 2015, I believe. There we go. One last perpetual license. Doon, 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 doon. Yes, yes, yes. It's these illegal nodes that are giving me grief, I think. And rightfully so. I'm sure they're not too pleasant. Okay, let's take one more servo. I'm sure Unity will not appreciate having all these oddly named parts just as much as Maya's appreciating them. Oh, this is mellow. Why is this so mellow? There, let's try this track. Sorry, had to do a track change. All right. One more servo with all its conflicting namespaces that Maya is not appreciating. Dump that right there. Correct the numbers so they're not all over the place. And then we're gonna drag this over into Unity and see if it breaks there as well. So this is the part, this is the servo, now that we're staring at it in full screen. This is the servo that gives me grief. So when Rusty decides to roll his eyes back into his head, this is the one that does it. And I recently replaced it, so I'm quite familiar with how this servo is oriented. Because, yes, it gave me grief. And I'm going to say this is close enough. I could line it up by the little tiny screw holes. See these little bitty holes here? Those are so that... Where are we? Where's our hands? No, not quite. Okay. So on here, little tiny screws and a little rubber gasket for vibrations. Attach here and go through these little screw holes that I modeled in the CAD software. Because if you just drill, if you don't put those in, when you're laying out something that's 3D printed and is going to have like screws going into it, like metal screws, you want to put the holes in so that the screw has something to hold on to. Otherwise, you only get that little thin wall. You get that little thin wall because most 3D printed parts are hollow, mostly. So you only get that little bit of wall for the fastener to hold on to. But if you model in, if you basically you drill a hole in the 3D model, then when it's printed, that hole is there and it's somewhere for the fastener to fasten to. It's almost like the that's how the word is used. Almost. Oops, not you. All right. Save. Grab this whole gross mess. And it's only gross because of those, it's only gross because of the servos, funny enough. Okay, it's one big happy group. And we're going to export this as an FBX. We'll worry about the lens later. I wasn't planning on modeling the lens right now anyways. Export selection as, let's just call it Rusty Room 001. Unable to export some materials. Oh, I'm quite aware. I'm quite aware. You've warned me about it a number of times, and I appreciate the warnings. Okay, now, where do we dump it? Do we dump it into the demo project, or do we dump it into the warehouse? Maybe we put it in the warehouse to see if it even fits and get a better sense of the scale. I do appreciate my computer not crapping out on me with 2 versions of Unity and Maya and OBS. We're barely using any resources. Let's see. Where are you? Off on the other monitor. Off on the other monitor. Somebody needs to clean up their folders. Okay. You know what? We are going to just go right in here. Not packages. Where's my stuff? Mine. There it is. I named it properly. There we are. Rusty Room. This is gonna look like in Guardians of the Galaxy when they fly into the ancient celestial's skull, which is a planet now. Except this is gonna be way messier. Messier because it's not proper. Huge. We'll totally be able to walk around in it. Because we have to scale it up yet. We still have to scale it up. It is rusty sized, not rusty factory sized. Okay, now it's time to make it ridiculous. Now it's time to make it ridiculous. Okay. If I think really hard about it, I should know the scale that it should be. The scale that it should be at, because everything is to scale. So let's see. The 3D model is 1. So if I want it to be, and I'm what, 2 meters tall? So if I want it to be full size, how big would that be? Welcome to a long day, a Monday. We used all our brain power converting code today and debugging. We do not have brain power left over. So we will be in the School of Guesstimation. The School of Guesstimation says about that big. About that big. Oh, Shrill Duck, if you're here, look at what I did. I left the eye. I left the eye just right. We're going to remove some OSHA railing here. And probably scoot the head over just a little bit. Okay, where's this giant monstrosity? Where are you in the parts list here? Rusty room, right on top. Scoot you over. So we'll be able to walk. I'm going to walk over to you. Maybe a little bit further forward. And now we put the ceilings back on the warehouse. The roof, not the ceiling. There we go. Let's go take a peek. Let's go take a peek. This is exciting. Oops. Okay, here we go, folks. Ugh. Hello, camera. Well, I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool anyways. Somebody forgot to put colliders on the floor. But you know, for guessing on the height based on the building around it, not terrible, not terrible. Looks like we have some shadow quality to fix over here. Let's go put a collider on that right away. Rusty room, rusty room. Easiest way to do this. Let's see, the easiest way to do this would be to find the ground, which is the base plate. Add a component. We will call this a box collider. Why not? I should use a mesh collider so that you can fall through and get chomped up by the gears. That would be the way to do it. Okay, edit collider. Ooh, look at that. It guesstimated. It guesstimated the collider. Very nice. That is handy. I love you. Okay. Right now, we're not going to care about any of this stuff. We're going to save. Because why wouldn't we? For now, I think we're gonna poke a hole in the Nah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll go take a look at it first. Oh. Fun thing is we can, when we forget things, since we're in the editor and not in a compiled project, we can just go mess with it over here in the code. Or not the code, over here. Okay. Where are we? Not going this way. We're going past the burning dumpster, as all abandoned factories should have. And now we should be able to... Ta-da! You know, I think we can go bigger. I think we should go bigger. Let's scale this up even larger. I mean, I like it so far. I definitely like it so far. Here's a big old window to look at. This would be Rusty's digital eye, the screen, the monitor screen. There's the lens eye. But yes, no, we definitely need more. Let's see how this looks. Let's see how this looks. Rotation. This way? Nope, not that way. Oh yeah. See, I can just write a simple script that this object will slowly be rotating, and then affecting the gear beneath it. Oops, affecting the gear beneath it, which I can't quite. There we go. See, and then that one will be turning. Okay, yeah, that'll be nice when getting. Let's see, 0 there. Okay, that'll be nice. It'll add a little ambience for this area. But no, it definitely needs to be significantly larger. Like this whole warehouse should be just Rusty's head. And we absolutely need more cabling. I might buy, there are a few plugins. I don't know if they're called plugins, packages at least. There are a few things in Unity, in the Unity store, for easily doing cabling, hoses, wires, whatever you want to call it, strings, a leash, all sorts of things like that. And then you can apply physics to them. Now, if I just want cabling running around, that is easy enough for me to do in Maya. Just like extruding along a curve, and I can attach it right to the existing partial cords coming out of the servos. No, if we can get some decent texture, correct coloring, so the main floor of this little warehouse area will be come here, cursor. Will be the photo that I hid. Yes, so the main floor, so up here, will be this. All haphazard, definitely not OSHA approved. Definitely not OSHA approved. And under construction, or reconstruction. And then this lower level, where I currently am, there. This lower level will be the underside. which honestly isn't too exciting. Isn't terribly exciting. Yeah, it's the these two gears. The new gear train, of course. But I think I might add a little flair and have all the cabling laying down and pieces laying all over the floor like these, whatever these papers are, as ambience. OSHA, never heard, barely knew her. Yep. No, I already removed some railing so we can, fall right over the edge here. Okay. Yes, I am pleased, aside from the, interesting default Lambert texture here. I'm very pleased with how it looked out, because honestly, I didn't know how this would really look. I had envisioned it. Oh, no colliders on there either. I had envisioned it. It's like, I bet this would turn out pretty cool. But now we know. It will. We just need to add a lot more detail, a lot more clutter. Speaking of clutter, right where I'm standing will be the Arduino board with a whole bunch more cables coming off of it. So I do plan on modeling that. That'll be pretty easy. Essentially I will trace an Arduino Mega is what we're using, and then just like pop up the little circuits and stuff, the little extrusions. Super easy. And then once we get things textured nicely, they'll be textured nicely. It is amusing though. So if you look at this gray, default gray, this is Maya's default gray color. A very matte finish the shader's called a Lambert, or the material is called a Lambert. So no shiny, just a kind of a dull gray clay, if you will, like modeling clay. That is almost the color that we are using for 3D printer filament. Almost. Yes. We have the darker filament that's on like the top of the head where the eyebrows and the Lego are. But the bulk of Rusty is this light gray. I want to say it's like slate. It's a very cool toned light gray. And it's not too different from this. I was just trying to, oops, there we go. I was just trying to teleport to the office, and I do not have teleporting set up in this area, in this project yet. Because this is the asset dump, or the asset library. This is where we're assembling everything before we package it up. Before we package it all up, and then drop it in a brand new project. New project free of clutter, free of bad scripts, old plugins, out-of-date stuff, experiments. So we're going to bring into a new place that has its own new experiments. And maybe we'll fix this light beam that gets culled when the camera's not looking at it. Because that's what that is, right there. Bam, bam. I am going to poke around in some tutorials and some other demo levels on how I should represent the world around. I'm thinking I might just fake it. I might put a big wall for now at least. I think I might put a big wall around the ground, what would be the ground plane. So basically box in everything except the sky on the box in the perimeter of our currently floating in space. Oh, how low can we go? Floating in space scene here. Box it all in so that when you look out a window, you see scenery and not the void. I mean, the void has its own glorious draw to it. But yes, the void will definitely stay in the sky. There will probably be a redeem for it once I add the interactivity. Interactivity is next on the list after we get this packaged up and brought into the new project. It's almost, aside from having to add a ton of clutter to the inside of the warehouse here, aside from adding a ton of clutter, I think we are pretty much ready to go with it. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff left over from the demo level. Add in a lot more physics interaction. And then let's see. Yeah, more rubble, more clutter, and I will 3D model, machinery, or drop in assets as I want to flesh it out a little bit more. But we are definitely ready to roll for this. It is currently too bright in here. It is currently too bright in here. Why is it so bright? I do not know if I added, or do not remember, if I added in the lighting controls yet. So I was going to add in basic lighting control. No, I did not yet. I will have a controller script, much like I do in my other project, where I can kind of fine-tune the light color and color, strength, all that fun stuff. There, we have warehouse spots. So these are the spotlights. Our mysterious floating ashtray. It's a mystery. Okay, let's go up to the second floor here. Get some lovely outdoor light shining on us. Now, let's check out that ambient lighting. Flicking the light switch on and off. The warehouse spots don't reach over here, apparently. And the warehouse ambient lights. Oh, we were just playing with those. Okay. So I do have my lights kind of separated. We will fix that at some point. And then the warehouse. The warehouse where I need to add a pile of CRTs. Looks like I have collected a couple of existing assets over here. I'm gonna just go pile up a whole bunch of CRTs and electronics in the corner. I have a few of them that I modeled the last couple of sessions. Come on. And apparently I cannot walk past them. But there we go. We have a lovely... well, I can't gesture with my in-game model yet. That's not hooked up. Because we're bringing... Remember, we're bringing that in later. So I have a lovely... excuse me. Lovely old tube monitors. And they will be displaying video. And then there's gonna be a whole stack of them hiding in that corner. It will not be as lovely and neat as this. And this is exciting. I'm very pleased with how the project is coming along. Very pleased with how the project's coming along. Not bad for only a couple hours a week. Not bad for only a couple hours a week. Where are we? Where are we hiding here? Oh, I did manage to find a couple of extra assets. I've just been dropping them randomly around. We have some cameras on tripods, so we can, legitimately film what we're doing here. Burning dumpster, of course. Of course. That was for a little fan art project I did for another streamer. But yes, the gears. Oops. The gears. They look... Let's make this bigger. They look much better than I thought they would. Yeah, they look much better than I thought they would. I thought the geometry would be a little screwy. Because the They don't look super great in Maya, but I think that's just because they're not optimized. They are correctly modeled. Triangles are all there. Look, you can see all my little bolt holes. My little bolt holes that I added in to assemble everything. Oh, we lost our camera. There's a servo. It is a Tower Pro MG996. I think there's another letter after that too. R? 996R. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Super pleased, and I think we'll leave it there. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there for tonight. Alrighty. Thank you all for showing up. Let's see if we can find somebody, maybe. Find somebody to raid and call it a night. Also, while I am doing that, on Wednesday, we're gonna take a little break from this because I think right now I have some stuff to do off camera. You know, re-import things. You know, very exciting stuff like exporting and importing, dropping the models in, UV unwrapping them, or at least projecting them so that they're not hideously gross UV maps like we saw for those servos. But yes, doing some of that busy work off screen, withholding the fun stuff. I mean, I could save it for next Monday. But I did realize a while back that I should take some time to just play games also. Right now I have small children, got the day job and all that, and not enough time for myself because they are small children and need extra attention right now. And of course, you know, watch them grow and spend time with them and all that fun stuff. But you know, everything is important. You gotta find time for all the things. So we're gonna be playing games on Wednesdays for a while instead of working on this after using our brain. That's the other thing. Right now I'm at work in a very intensive using lots of brain power project. So we're not going to be coding at night for a long time. We're not going to be coding at night for a long time just because, oof, don't have much of that left in the brain pan. Okay. You know what? We're going to go say hi to Indie Cozy Games. I'm going to be playing FTL. I think that's still considered Indie Cozy Game. You know what? Let's go raid Happy. Let's go raid Happy Paka. She is working on V-Ride models right now. Ooh, cute anime characters. Okay, let's see. Make sure I do this right this time. Okay, so if you want to go see someone modeling or working on some cute anime characters in V-Roid, stick on by. Okay, let's go see. Let's see. I need a raid message. Raid message? I think I have it as raid message. I do. Cool. So we're gonna play FTL. We're gonna bring out the robot himself on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central. Can you link the raid? Oh, let's see. Copy link. There we go. Twitch broke. Good old Twitch. Yeah, especially if you're on mobile. Mobile is terrible. And YouTube's not much better. YouTube's not much better these days for mobile. But yes, so let's go say hi to Happy, and we will see you all on Wednesday. And then more of this project on next Monday. And maybe I'll get to work on it this weekend a little bit too. But that'll probably be either a surprise stream or most likely just off camera. All right. Thank y'all for hanging out. Let's go say hi to Happy. 3, 2, 1. Will it send me over all by itself? Sometimes it doesn't. It did not. That's funny. All right.